Hey socialites, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Ariel. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and lifestyle. So if those are the type of videos you enjoy, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button and come join the family. So today's video is going to be my first foundation review of 2025, and it is from the House of Dior. Okay, Dior has launched a new foundation called the Forever Hydra Nude foundation. Now this is supposed to be a long wearing formula giving you 24 hours of wear infused with hyaluronic acid, which is going to give you that maximum hydration and a little bit of plump, and it gives an invisible finish, which this is actually the first time I've heard of a foundation delivering invisible finish. I've never heard of that before, but I do understand what they mean by it. Now I picked mine up from Ulta and it retails for $57, but you can also order it on the Dior Beauty website for the same price. So if you want to see how I got this look using Dior's newest foundation, Forever Hydra Nude, and how it wears throughout the day, then keep watching. Okay, socialites, so I've started off by moisturizing my skin with my Clinique Moisture Surge. This one is my favorite. Now, whenever I do foundation reviews, you guys, I don't use primers. I've got to see how this performs on bare skin. That way I know the best primer to use, if any. Here's the packaging. Standard Dior packaging that gives that signature navy blue luxe packaging with the silver lettering. It does say Forever Hydra Nude at the top with the shade at the top, which I am in shade 5N. Now this foundation does have 18 shades to choose from. They have a decent range with Dior. I mean, with 18 shades they could stand to add more, but they do go pretty deep. So this is what 5N looks like. I did swatch 6N, which gave very, very warm, almost red. But 5N is typically what I wear in Dior. Glass bottle with a chrome pump. And I swatched it in store on my hand and it seemed to work out. So this is about 2 pumps. So this is very much a thin consistency. Per Dior Beauty's website, the claims is to deliver a medium coverage with invisible finish. Never heard of invisible finish, but I have a feeling I know what that means. And they do say start to apply in the areas that you need the coverage first and sort of go from there. So that's the approach I'm gonna take. It's really thin, but it almost feels creamy too, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna start off with this amount. Since they say medium coverage, I'm not really expecting it to cover everything on this side, and especially since they claim an invisible finish, I'm thinking this is for somebody who wants a no makeup look, which is probably somebody who doesn't really have as much hyperpigmentation as I have. So it's leaning a little warm on my skin. The past few foundations that came out with Dior have been like this, lean a little warm, which I don't like. But here we are. There's a strong floral scent to it. And this brush is the number 64 brush from Sephora collection, by the way. Okay, so this is what we have with one layer. So as we can see, it doesn't really cover much, which is what we expected. And it's very much a natural finish. You see how the finish of the skin almost looks similar to the finish of my actual skin here. Very skin-like. So I'm gonna take one more pump to see if I can build it up any more than what we have. I'm sort of going in this stippling motion rather than blending it in, just to see if I can build it up a little bit more, which I can. So it's a medium buildable coverage, not quite full, but keep in mind that's not what this is for. This is to give you sort of that sheer to medium coverage with natural skin finish. Pretty much for somebody who wants to even out the skin tone and give a very natural finish. That sort of invisible makeup look. One shade lighter than this was a little too light for me, so this is going to be the best match, but it does get very natural and the skin does look hydrated. Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer was on my makeup tray this month, so this is what we're going to use to highlight today. I'm going to take 4.5 as sort of like a transition here, and the lighter shade 3.5, I'm going to take that like inside here to brighten. Have any of you guys tried the Dior contour stick? They have a cream contour stick that came out last year around the same time as their stick foundation, but the shade that would probably work for me looked sort of on the gray side, but I haven't tried it on skin. That was just from the swatches. So especially if you're my shade twin, let me know if you tried that one. Taking my LYS cream bronzing stick in the shade Courage. So I want to try out this BK Beauty Core Extension brush set that comes with 5 brushes in here, and the 109 comes in the set, which I didn't even realize that. The 109 seems to come in quite a few sets. I really like the 109 brush, so I'm going to use this to blend out our cream bronzing stick. Going back to our Sephora Collection 64 brush that has the leftover foundation, just to soften any edges from that bronzer. We want everything to be nice and seamless. It is a beautiful foundation, you guys. It looks beautiful on the skin. And for me to have such hyperpigmentation, it does cover fairly well. My only concern with the new Hydra Nude is that the formula would be too similar to the Forever Natural Nude, which is one of my favorite foundations from Dior. So we may have to do a side-by-side comparison. The claims of the Hydra Nude is 24 hours of wear, so it's supposed to be extremely long-lasting. But with the Natural Nude from Dior, I get very long wear with this too. It lasts me all day without looking too worn in, and I don't get like oily or super shiny with it either. So the wear test might, give us the overall story of this one. So I am going to lightly set with the powders that are on my makeup tray, which is the Makeup by Mario loose powder in Neutral Peach. I'm going to use this for my highlighted areas, and then I do have the Dior loose powder in the shade Medium, which I believe is the only shade it comes in. I'm going to use this to sort of dust all over. I don't like to use it in highlighted areas because it is a little bit deep. It's going to darken my under eyes if I do it that way. I'm gonna go in with my Dior palette. This is the Backstage Glow Face palette, and use the bronze shade. And I'm just going over the areas where I placed the bronzing stick. I'm gonna take the BK Beauty 111 brush from that core extension set. So this is the foundation all set with powder. Okay, so Benefit has launched a new brow pen. It's the Mighty Fine brow pen. And this one looks so interesting, I just had to try it out, y'all. The packaging is cute, by the way, the pink packaging. It's 24-hour long wear, water resistant, smudge proof, transfer proof. To use, shake, 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 and flip upwards on clean, dry brows. I don't know how clean my brows are, but they should be dry because I've already put brow gel on. But the tip is actually what makes it so unique. Multiple little points on it that's supposed to give you the perfect hair-like strokes. Okay, so you're gonna have to use a super light hand with this. Ooh, but it does look like hair though. I picked up the shade 5 Warm Black Brown, which was the darkest shade. I could probably stand to go one shade lighter than this. But I do like the idea of it. We're gonna do a soft eye look today in Dior fashion. I'm gonna use my Skin by Kim shadow palette that has neutral shades. If you have the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette, you can use that. If you have the Juvia's Place Coffee Shop palette, you can use that. It has all the same shades and they're all matte, just like those two. Well, Juvia's Place does have some shimmers in there, but you still get pretty much these tones in there too. So comment down below and let me know, what's your favorite sort of neutral eyeshadow palette at the moment? I know Tarte has one, a little small one that I use when I travel. And I want to say it only has like 4 shades, but it has like sort of these browns in there. And then I think like one light shimmery shade in there. It's just perfect for like on the go and travel. And I'm just blending these medium browns above my crease. I'm gonna take my Sephora Collection 12-hour pencil. This one's in the shade Cocoa. And Cocoa is like a chocolate brown, like a dark brown, but there's some slight shimmers in there. I don't know if it pulls up on camera, but I'm just gonna take this right here, drag it down. Sephora Collection number 20 angled liner brush. Taking this chocolate brown in the palette. This is a really old brush, y'all. A pencil shaped brush from Sonia Kashuk from like 10 years ago, literally. Okay, so Haus Labs just launched a new mascara. It's the Be Structural Volumizing Lengthening Mascara. This is one of my favorite brands, so definitely wanted to try this out. I picked it up I think a week or so ago. Silver packaging. So it definitely lengthens and separates. I have really tiny lashes, you guys, like really tiny, but it sort of reminds me of the YSL Lash Clash, which is also one of my favorites for lengthening and separating. And actually, let me try out Lash Clash on the bottom on this side to really compare the difference. So Lash Clash actually volumizes and lengthens a little bit more than the new Haus Labs. Yeah, so let's put Lash Clash on this side too. For blush, I'm gonna use About Face. This is in the shade Smash. On the edges of Smash, I'm going in with that same Dior palette, but using the pink, the blush shade. Ooh. This is real shimmery. I was gonna do a red lip, a red Dior lip, but I might go pink now. For the lip, I'm gonna take Angel from MAC. I don't even know if if Angel is still a color, y'all. I'll have to look it up. Cork lip liner. Little bit of chestnut. 07 from Sephora Collection. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, just under the eye. It's in the shade 2 medium, by the way. If I didn't mention the shade of anything, it's always going to be in the description box. So this is the look. I love how the complexion looks, by the way. I really do like the way it looks. Like I said, my only thing would be, is this too similar to, like, what's the difference, you know, in the way it wears? So it is now, it's now 1:39 p.m. So I'm gonna wear the foundation for the next maybe 4, 5, 6 hours or so. We'll come back and see how it stood up. Okay, socialites, so I'm back. It's now exactly 7 hours later. It's 8:39, and this is what we have. So I haven't touched my face at all throughout these 7 hours, and as you can see, we have shine. We're a bit oily here, so basically the T-zone area, but that's cool because now I'm able to tell you guys exactly what the difference is between this new Forever Hydra Nude and the Dior Forever Natural Nude. I got that same beautiful natural finish that I love with the Forever Natural Nude foundation, but I don't believe there's hyaluronic acid in the Natural Nude, but there's definitely hyaluronic acid in the Hydra Nude, which is probably why it's called Hydra Nude. So I think this may be catered towards leaning a little bit more towards a drier skin type that needs extra hydration, because at that 7 or even 8 hour mark with the Natural Nude, I don't see this amount of shine at all. It lasts longer throughout the day without getting this type of a shine. So with that being said, I do feel like you could wear this foundation even if you have a skin type like mine, which is sort of that normal to combo skin type. I would just wear a good oil controlling primer. My go-to is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, liquid putty primer, and that really helps my makeup to last longer throughout the day and gives me a smoother like application with my makeup, or whatever your favorite long wearing primer. Now, if you're somebody with oily skin, I wouldn't recommend you use this. I just feel like Dior has several other foundations, or at least a few other foundations, that will work better for you and still give you a natural finish without this type of a shine. But it's a pretty formula. I think by just blotting, I'm going to take that same puff that I used with my concealer earlier. Just a simple blot. It will take care of that shine. But I really feel like with a primer, my e.l.f. liquid putty primer, I wouldn't even see this shine at least this soon. But I'm going to test it out again using a primer the next time, now that I know it's one that needs a primer on my skin type. So it's a simple fix. I think that it's a beautiful foundation. It does slightly plump. I don't remember if I told you guys that. And that was another difference between the new Hydra Nude, is that I noticed the plumping. It looks a lot fuller and plump in like my cheek area than normal, but I know that comes from hyaluronic acid as well. So there was no oxidation, which is a good thing. I don't really get oxidation with any of their foundations actually. And two, I'm not mad at the color. I thought it was a bit warm when I first put it on earlier, but as I sort of check my skin out every couple hours throughout the day, I'm okay with the color, especially, you know, once I do my highlighting and add in my blush and everything. So comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you've tried the new Dior Hydra Nude foundation yet. So if you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love, 'cause too fresh with the scars.